Welcome to the Explainer. So, did you know that nearly a third of us experience that agonizing feeling where our brains just flat out refuse to shut off at night? Yeah, today we're taking a deep dive into the actual biological reasons why our brains refuse to power down. We're going to explore the fascinating science behind something called cognitive offloading and decode exactly what your nervous system needs to, finally let you get some real rest. Section 1. Why are you still tired? Let's tackle this core frustration right out of the gate, because we've all been there, and man, it is incredibly draining. Okay, let's dive into this. So, why do you sleep 8 hours but still wake up tired? I mean, you do everything you're supposed to do, right? You get into bed early, you clock your solid 8 hours, the alarm goes off, and yet you feel completely exhausted. You feel heavy, unfocused, kind of like you barely slept at all. It's a wildly common pain point, and frankly, it feels totally unfair when you've supposedly put in the time. It's a massive paradox. Have you ever heard someone brag, "Oh, I only sleep 5 hours and feel great," while you sleep 8 and still wake up completely wiped out? Well, the sleep science behind this points to a sneaky little culprit known as fragmented sleep. Basically, your brain actually cares about sleep quality, not just the raw quantity of hours you're lying there in the dark. When your sleep gets broken by things like blue light, caffeine, or just lingering daytime stress, your body might be physically resting, but your mind never truly recovers. You're completely missing out on the crucial restorative stages of sleep. Section 2. Beta waves, the nighttime enemy. To really understand why your mind just isn't recovering, we need to zoom in and look at the micro-level neuroscience happening right inside your head. So the crucial point is this concept, cognitive offloading. Your brain is a highly evolved machine, right? And it needs a clear, definitive signal to slow down before sleep. Cognitive offloading is essentially the act of telling your nervous system, hey, the day's done, there are no more threats, it's safe to rest. And honestly, this is the biological missing link for so many of us. When you try to solve problems, stress over emails, or plan out your entire next day late into the evening, you're actively preventing cognitive offloading from happening. Just look at the stark contrast between these two brain states. During the day, your brain operates on active beta waves. These are fantastic for problem solving, they keep you alert, sharp, and ready to tackle challenges. But when it's time for bed, your brain absolutely needs to shift into alpha waves, that relaxed, calm, sleep-ready state. But here's the problem. Late night stress, staring at screens, tackling heavy cognitive tasks, all of that effectively traps your brain in that high alert beta state. You are biologically fighting your own rest, actively blocking your brain from making that necessary shift to alpha. Now, what's really interesting is what happens when you get trapped in those beta waves. You miss out on the two absolute most vital stages of your sleep cycle. When you don't transition properly, your brain fails to reach deep sleep, which is the stage responsible for your physical recovery. We're talking repairing muscles, strengthening your immune system, and releasing growth hormones. And just as importantly, you miss out on REM sleep or rapid eye movement sleep. That is your mental recovery zone. It's where your brain processes the day's emotions, stores memories, and boosts creativity. So when these two stages aren't balanced, you wake up with that heavy, miserable brain fog. Section 3. The 3-2-1 power down rule. So now that we know what's going wrong with our brainwaves, let's shift gears and look at the behavioral solution to take control of our evening wind down. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how you achieve that cognitive offloading. It's called the 3-2-1 power down rule. And honestly, it is a real game changer. Step 1, 3 hours before bed, absolutely no heavy food. Digestion is a surprisingly active process that keeps your internal systems working overtime when they really should be resting. Step 2, 2 hours before, you've got to stop working and solving problems. You have to give your mind literal permission to clock out. And finally, step 3, 1 hour before bed, no screens or blue light. Blue light literally blocks melatonin production and forces your brain right back into alert mode. So instead of scrolling, use this final hour to stretch, maybe write in a journal, or listen to some calm music. These are the habits that actively shift your brainwaves from active beta to relaxed alpha. Section 4, mastering the 90-minute cycle. All right, let's ramp the energy slightly back up here, because this next concept is going to completely change how you set your morning alarm. We're diving into the underlying math of human sleep architecture. 90 minutes. That is the magic number. You see, according to sleep psychology, your brain doesn't actually care about the total number of hours you've been asleep. It tracks biological sleep cycles, and every single one of these cycles lasts exactly 90 minutes. Because your body operates on these exact 90-minute loops,
You want to plan your rest in specific blocks, 4.5, 6, or 7.5 hours. If you wake up right in the middle of a cycle, like, say, during deep sleep, you experience something researchers call sleep inertia. That's that terrible, groggy, moving through molasses feeling where you can barely pry your eyes open. But if you time your wake up for the very end of a 90-minute cycle, your brain shifts incredibly smoothly from sleep back to full alertness. By simply adjusting your alarm to match these blocks, you're finally letting your biology work with you, not against you.
Now, having a consistent schedule equals natural melatonin release. Your internal body clock, or circadian rhythm, absolutely craves consistency. When you sleep and wake up at random, chaotic times, your brain gets totally confused about when it's supposed to release melatonin, which is the hormone that controls sleepiness. But if you maintain a consistent routine, going to sleep and waking up at the exact same times every day, your brain learns the pattern. It starts releasing melatonin naturally right when you need it, which helps you fall asleep way faster and wake up feeling incredibly fresh. You are literally training your mind to trust your schedule. Section 5, resetting your internal clock. To bring our biological journey to a close, we really need to focus on the immediate actions you should take the minute you open your eyes. Because what you do in the very first 10 minutes after waking up, that dictates your alertness for the entire rest of the day. First things first, step outside for some sunlight within the first 10 minutes. Psychologists link morning sunlight exposure directly to serotonin activation, which resets your circadian rhythm and boosts your mood and focus without even needing a drop of caffeine. Second, avoid your phone immediately. No matter how tempting the doom scroll is, just don't do it. Third, use quick physical movement or splash cold water on your face. This instantly activates your sympathetic nervous system, releasing natural energy boosters like dopamine and norepinephrine. Literally, within minutes, your brain clears up, and that heavy morning fog just vanishes.
Sleep isn't a weakness, it's your brain's recovery mode. I want to leave you with that crucial mindset shift. Psychologically, so many busy professionals view sleep as just some lazy habit or a luxury they can't afford, which, as you'd guess, inevitably leads to burnout and emotional instability. We've got to reframe this entirely. Sleep is not a weakness. It is your brain's elite recovery mode. It is the core biological process that restores your focus, regulates your mood, and sharpens your decision-making.
So are you ready to stop just sleeping more and start sleeping smarter? When your brain is properly rested, your mind truly becomes unstoppable. Tonight, I want you to put the 3-2-1 power down rule into practice. Give your nervous system the exact signal it's been waiting for. Achieve that cognitive offloading and set yourself up to wake up at the end of a 90-minute cycle tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and here is to finally optimizing your recovery.